Hello and welcome everyone to Dash 28 Live. I'm your host Mike Adkins, and today we are bringing you the top table match from round 3 of Call to Arms 5 between Jeff Traish and Adam Ballard. Hi guys, thanks for being here.
Hey,
thanks for having us.
Yep. Joining me here to commentate on the match, we have Kyle Peach and Jesse Bilbia. Hi guys.
Hey.
Fantastic. So this is going to be a very interesting match. Call to Arms is a big tournament. There's a lot of people playing, and currently these guys are at the top. And according to the game theory of Swiss pairing, by round 3 you have opponents of roughly equal skill playing each other. So right around round 3 is when the competition tends to really heat up. So this is going to be a very interesting match to watch. And without further ado, let's just go to the list. Let's check these things out. I'm excited to get this one started. Because I think there's some interesting things on the table here. All right, so let's bring up first. This is Adam's Empire of Dust. Adam, could you walk us through your list, please?
Yeah. So I got a horde of skeletons, 2 regiments of spear skeletons, regiment of mummies, which has the healing brew this time. Enslaved Guardians with J boots, Enslaved Guardian archers naked, 2 bone giants, the monolith, single catapults, the soul snare, the idol Shobik, and Civic Ray.
Civic Ray is that's the new Palpy's Rift character, right?
That is, yep.
Cool. All right, so it's 13 drops coming in at 21 unit strength. And now let's switch over and take a look at Jeff's Night Stalkers. Jeff, could you walk us through your list, please?
right. I've got 4 hordes of scarecrows. I was originally using more doppelgangers, but then found out that you can't bane chant them, so I've dropped them down a little bit and added more scarecrows. 2 doppelgangers, 1 with a staying stone, 2 phantoms, regiments, 2 butcher hordes, planar apparition for a bit of healing, 2 horrors which swapped over for the bane chant, 3 butcher flesh rippers, 1 with blade of slashing and 1 with the trickster's wand.
All right, and that's 16 drops coming in at a whopping 34 unit strength, which is quite a bit of unit strength there.
So much.
Yeah, I've been averaging between 31 to 35 unit strength on most of my Night Stalker lists.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It's a lot to chew through.
They're stealthy goblins.
They are.
Stealthy goblins.
Let's take a look at the field here. So for anybody that hasn't played their match on this map yet, this is a very obstacle-heavy map. I think there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5. Oh, is there 6?
6. There's
under the
one.
bottom ruler.
Yeah.
She is.
So there's
okay.
Yeah. And the scenario for this week is Raise. And so that's the one where you guys can defend the obstacles on your side of the table and burn the ones on your opponent's side of the table, except for the middle one. And it looks like you guys are using these little rock tombstones for your objectives. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've got the one in the middle, 1 on each side, kind of over on the left, and then 2 on each side, kind of over there on the right. So cool. All right. And Adam, your Empire of Dust is at the top, and Jeff, your Night Stalkers are at the bottom. So Adam, could you walk us through your deployment, please, starting over on the left?
Yeah, I got a really valuable catapult that's in the top left. That was my chaff drop. And then going down the line is a regiment of spear skeletons, the idol, horde of enslaved guardian archers, horde of enslaved guardians. Right behind them is the soul snare. Then I have my horde of skeletons. Behind that, I have the monolith. I have the a bone giant, and then Civic Ray behind the bone giant there. And then onto the right flank, I have a regiment mummies, a regiment with the healing brew, and a regiment of skeletons, and then the last bone giant.
Okay, great. And Jeff, could you walk us through your deployment, please, starting over on your left?
Okay, I put both regiments of the Phantoms on the left, followed by horde of scarecrows, the Butcher Flesh Ripper with the Trickster's Wand behind that next to one of the horrors. Another Butcher Flesh Ripper followed up by a horde of butchers. Then a horde of scarecrows followed by doppelgangers and the planar apparition. Then on the right, we decided that that was a field rather than part of the building. So got a horde of scarecrows, followed by another Butcher Flesh Ripper and doppelgangers. The horde of butchers in the center, another horde of scarecrows, followed by another horror.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, guys. I don't think we have any questions. Thanks for clarifying that bit about the terrain for us. For anyone that hasn't taken a close look at this map, there's some fun little thematic things going on. Like, for example, a bunch of zombies rushing a dwarf defending a building down here,
great.
which is cool looking, but also brings up fun questions like, is this really part of the building, or is it a field, or is it an obstacle, or what do the zombies count as, or whatever? So glad to know you guys sorted that out ahead of time.
We decided there was enough obstacles, so we weren't going to add more.
You didn't want 3 more obstacles on the table, Adam?
Totally
I'm fine with it. I actually have Strider in my army.
Yeah.
So.
Stack it up.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for walking us through that, guys. Have fun. Good luck to both of you. We'll be watching, and we'll see you back here when you're done.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
So,
All right.
Okay.
So let me bring the clock up. Now they're gone. All right. So if it wasn't Jeff Traish, I would say that whoever wrote this Night Stalker list has never played this game before. But I feel like that's how I feel when I look at all of Jeff's lists and then I watch him play it, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm really interested to see what happens here.
I think Jeff's just trying to play objectives, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's his style.
And part of playing Night Stalkers, I know Adam joked about the catapult being useless, but the Enslaved Guardian Archers are going to suffer a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like Adam just won the roll for turn.
Which I'm guessing he's going to want to take, since this is probably going to be a game mostly about board control.
I think you always take and raise.
Yeah,
He's moving, so he must have taken it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Adam at the top of turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I
Make
don't
sure their
see
clock
our
is running.
clock moving. There it is.
No, I got it. I've got it open in Chrome, and Chrome really doesn't like updating unless it's the focus. It's kind of a prima donna that way. So I have to tab over it to get it to actually show that it's running every once in a while. But their clock is running. They're doing 80-minute clocks as recommended.
Oh, so it looks like Adam is going for a shot with the Enslaved Guardian Archers this turn.
Because they didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what Adam's going to do, for anyone who isn't familiar with Empire of Dust, is he's going to shoot with those and surge at the same time to still get some movement out of them. He could surge first with the Monolith or Sebek Ray. I think those are his only 2 surges, though.
Let's take a look real quick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Cursed High Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So this turn could... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so this could look like he surges with the Monolith, shoots with the Archers, and then I don't know what he'd do with Sebek Ray.
Interesting. Yeah, so we were talking while we were watching them deploy that like this Night Stalker list like doesn't have Void Lurkers. It doesn't have Mind Screeches to do Lightning Bolt spam. It doesn't have troops of Butchers to be thick chaff. It doesn't have troops of Reapers hiding behind stuff to counter punch. Like, this is all stuff that you don't normally see people take a whole lot of, except maybe the Butcher hordes. But he doesn't have like an obvious hammer in the list.
Nope.
He's got a ton of unit strength and a ton of kind of sturdy, survivable stuff for Night Stalkers.
Right. I
Big old
think.
surge.
Oh, that must be the monolith on.
Yeah.
Yep, the archers.
Yep.
And now he's going to shoot with them. To the hammer point, I think in a lot of matchups he would have the doppelgangers for that. But against Adam's list, other than the enslaved guardians, there's nothing
Yeah.
he really. Ooh. Okay. Adam must be eyeing up shots on those phantoms.
Yeah, because I think he's thinking the same thing that Maggers was just saying, is that Jeff is probably going to fly those phantoms forward as fast as he can and pick up that far left token.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, raise is a fun scenario in that you only have to have your opponent crowded off it with unit strength for one turn to burn it, and then it's yours.
Ooh.
That's a little spicy.
4
That's not
hits
bad.
is pretty good. Like he missed with the
With the
catapult, which of course he did. 13's not going to do it, right?
No, I think they're dash 16 each.
Yeah,
that
sounds right.
That's those regiments, though. Right?
It's
I think
not
that would
it's
just
not a
kill a
stat
troop.
block I'm familiar with. Yeah,
No.
phantom regiments are rare
16.
beasts.
Yeah. But no, there's an advantage of the regiments because I'm pretty sure that a troop
Absolutely.
would just be dead right now.
Yeah,
because if they're like dash 12 and he got it, that would have gotten them.
They're definitely not 14. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, if they work like Wraith troops, then they would be dead right now.
Yeah, and it was something we were talking about during deployment, is that while it's a strange drop, in a scenario like Ray's, having 6 unit strength that can just fly 20 inches every turn is a very useful tool here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just generally interested in seeing what Jeff does with this list.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming, although I feel like I'm going to say that a lot this game.
Yeah. Why? I guess because Adam's shooting is so concentrated on the left, Jeff must feel he can get away with leading with the doppelgangers over there and then using the scarecrows more as a unit strength thing to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess he's got the doppelgangers are currently lined up against the mummy regiment, which is not of all of Adam's units. That's not a bad one to go steal stats from. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's still you're running 12 attacks into like a dash 17 or something, so it's not like he's very likely to be getting kills on it, but
No.
it's something.
Yeah, and Adam's running a decent amount of wound mitigation too between Sebek and Soul Snare.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had Healing Brew on the mummies as well, was it?
The mummies have healing brew, yes.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have a whole lot of other heal in the. Well, he's got Soul Snare and he's got Chopik.
Does Sebek Ray not have a heal?
Heal 5,
he does.
I think.
He does. Heal 5. Okay. So it's
and
an
he can
average
double
amount of.
cast, right? That's his thing? He double casts?
He can cast something and then something else. Something like
I think he can heal and then surge.
Yeah, he can combo heal and surge.
Which is pretty good for Adam right now.
So what's his total surge potential? Sebek has surge 8? Is it?
He's surge 8.
And
in that case, it's 16 with a couple rerolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Did he? Oh, he must have double moved Sebek last turn.
Yeah, he moved him way to the.
Oh, this is interesting.
Right.
Yep.
So Jeff is not swinging those 2 phantom regiments wide. I think it's a good move because those spears and Shobek are going to be a nightmare to get through with phantoms.
Absolutely.
So he might be trying to eye up a flank on those spears.
Mm-hmm. And phantoms are not
punchy.
Well,
a little
they don't
bit
have crushing,
no.
but they're nimble. and stealthy, but they are not striders. So the
No.
positioning of that wall all the way on the far left might make it hard for Jeff to fly those phantoms the full 20 inches
Mhm.
and still land. So he might have to pull them back a little bit.
I think you're right. I don't think he quite has the distance to like fly them 20 and pivot.
Yeah, he might nick the back of the wall. So he's just going to hide him behind the hill then. Looks like. Although Shobik can see over the hill, but that's too far for Shobik to get to. 3,
Right.
6, 9, 12.
Shobik can
Yeah.
barely reach the edge of the hill. Is he speed 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can barely reach the edge of the hill. Is his 14?
All right. So these guys are wasting no time at all. Adam moved all his stuff up. Jeff moved all his stuff up.
Mhm.
This is how you do it. I like it.
It's interesting. The horrors are still back here. Nothing really to Bane chant. Yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing. Usually with Night Stalkers, you see people trying to go for Lightning Bolt spam. But he's actually swapped Lightning Bolt off of his 2 casters for Bane chant.
Right. Which normally I like because there's normally, what are they called? Reapers?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he had
But he-
Reapers, I would like these Bane chants. But like he said, you can't Bane chant doppelgangers. So who's he gonna Bane chant? The butchers?
Apparently,
have
Jeff
a-
might be wrong on not being able to Bane chant. A couple of people in the chat
Oh.
were saying that you're still able to Bane chant doppelgangers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might
Yeah.
actually end up playing this game through without that benefit.
Yeah. Or he might
I
be
did
planning
not know
to
that.
Bane chant the butchers to just make up for the fact that they hit on 4s by wounding with everything that
Mhm.
hits.
Right. And
Maybe.
especially
That's
if
all I
they
figure.
so what are the targets that'll matter against? The enslaved guardians, any of the
Yep.
giants, the mummies, and especially Shobik. That's a big deal.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay,
It
moving
looks
on to
like-
Adam's turn 2.
Oh, the planar apparition healed for 7.
Yeah.
Got it. I
Yeah.
missed that part.
Yeah, which is why Adam's shooting. I don't think is going to be much of a factor in this game because like the
No.
planer's just got so much heal with stealthy on top of that. Like he's going to struggle to put a meaningful number of lasting wounds on anything.
Mhm.
Right.
The amount
We're,
of heal he's got.
we're at the point when the soul snare can start getting hits,
Mhm.
but I don't know who he's going to go for. He doesn't really, especially right now with where he put it, he's not going to see anything.
Yeah, because it's behind the Guardians and they're as tall as
Right.
the butchers
Yep.
and everything.
What's taller than them? Maybe the planar apparition? I don't remember its height offhand.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. I think
Is it
it's
what
full
height
monster height.
4?
Let me check.
Yeah,
Planar apparition is
it's
height
5.
5. It's 5.
So,
Oh,
but
okay.
he doesn't have the distance yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like in order for Adam's shooting to be really useful, he needs to concentrate on one thing and spike a nerve roll before he gets close enough for them to pick up his inspiring.
Well, that's what he was going for. If you saw, he was measuring line of sight to see if he could focus both of
Yeah.
his shooters on either of the Phantom regiments. But
Right.
the catapult
And
missed,
couldn't.
so what can you do?
Yep. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, there's a building in the way, there's a hill in the way, there's a forest. Like, there's plenty of terrain for people to hide things in or to block line of sight.
Mhm.
So now we'll see. They both moved up very aggressively in the first turn.
I think you have to in raise, because if you don't, your opponent can just make an
Yep.
aggressive turn 2 move and burn all of your objectives.
Right.
Mhm.
And then if they lose whatever fast chaffy things they threw up there to do it,
Mhm.
they don't care. They're already up 3
Right.
points.
You already
Yeah.
scored all of the points, and now you're just
Right.
fighting in the middle while they have to cross the board.
Right. You just hold the line at that point. Okay, so he could do that and see in between his 2 units with the soul snare. Sure.
Mhm.
Oh, he just sidestepped to get there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
all he can see is the Scarecrow Horde.
Yeah, I think so.
And it is just within 18. So that's definitely what he's going for.
I don't know. I don't know. It'll be really interesting once the engagements begin here to see what matchups these guys want for their units, because these are both very different. Like both these lists are very different playstyle wise than anything I'm accustomed to playing myself. So I always find it interesting, like what matchups are they looking across the table and seeing that they're trying to set up and arrange.
I'm wondering if next turn. Oh no, doppelgangers aren't fast enough to double or triple up. But I'm wondering with those mummies on the right that Adam is fiddling with right now. I'm wondering if Jeff wants to triple, potentially double, but even triple into the mummies with those 3 units across from them. Because that's basically what it takes to kill mummies in one go. Maybe he doesn't need the hero, but the 2 units, neither of them would do it on their own. Which I'm sure is why Adam is staying outside of even the Flesh Ripper's charge.
Yeah.
Yep, he is just out. And that's the other thing about Jeff's list is that it's mostly speed 5 or 6 stuff with two phantoms. So it's not even like he's going to rely on speed to swoop in and do anything. It's just
no, but it's a wall of bodies. Like 34 unit strength to try and negate.
Yeah,
he's just got to keep pushing that wall up, and if Adam can't break through, he's just negating the tokens, right? Because at any given time, he's going to just have a massive unit strength contesting here with the phantoms slowly doing the dance.
Right, but he needs to do more than just contest, and I'm not sure that's usually going to be a winning game plan against Dust.
Yeah, this is very true.
I don't know. These are normally 2 armies that I would say, well, that's an immovable object. What happens when 2 immovable objects smack into each other?
Is he going to block that flank with Shobik? Is that the idea?
I mean, he would have to, otherwise the Phantoms will easily get there. And I mean, Skeleton Spears, sure, a flying unit in the front so they get phalanx, sure. But
not 24 dice, what is it, 4s and 4s?
Those Phantoms, 15 attacks.
Yeah, those 4s and 4s is going to hurt those spears. Probably won't get them, but it's not something that...
Oh, they'd go up to 5s.
It would be 30 dice.
Phalanx?
In the front, yeah.
Not in the flank.
Oh, sorry, in the flank, yeah.
No, they're 15 attacks. They're not 12, so it'd be 30.
Yeah.
So 15 hits, like what, 7, 8 wounds, something like that?
Okay, I like this Shobik play. Because as we mentioned, those Phantoms don't have any crushing strength.
No.
So Shobik just doesn't care if he gets flanked.
Now, if he flanks with 1 and fronts with the other, no, they won't be in range. I mean, if he just puts 1 into the front, he still claims that objective.
Right, and I think that's what Adam needs to figure out how to deal with.
Yeah.
Because it looks like he's just threatening if the Phantoms come in on the objective, Shobik will punch them. But then the Phantoms score the objective, and they're perfectly happy to tie up Shobik.
Right.
Yeah. Like, he only needs to dedicate 1 right now to claim it, because he'll be 3-1 with the given movement.
Yeah. And Shobik is more than 3 away, so he can't get it. You fly to 3 inches on the other side to make Shobik have to charge all the way over there to get you.
Take him out, yeah.
And then Shobik's just out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's not a great. It's not a great trade.
No, I think what he initially had would have been better, where the spearmen were pushing forward or were pushing to the left to threaten anything on that objective, and then Shobik moved up to cover their flank. So maybe Shobik couldn't cover their flank.
There's a hit.
Oh, one of the catapults hit.
Coming at
For-
three wounds.
Oh, that's something. Oh, but the archers can't see them.
Yep.
Nope.
No. And the soul snare can't either.
Right. So he's going to soul snare onto. Yep. So 3 damage on its own won't do anything.
No, you need a 11.
No, that's
To hit them,
that's
right?
the regiment. He needed 13.
No, you're right.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, 16. Cannot get them.
It's
I mean,
probably
the
going to
only
focus
benefit is-
these, right? Oh,
You shoot the other phantoms, huh?
So is that half attacks then?
Yeah, because it's stealthy and cover from the phantoms.
I think he
or
moved
from
them
the
too.
scarecrows.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, just 2 hits. 2 hits and 2 wounds, so.
yeah.
So,
Back to
do you
what
think
they were.
Adam chose not to do the monolith? He wouldn't forget.
No, I think he doesn't want to search anything.
I think he
Yeah,
just
there's
doesn't
nothing
want to
really
search
that needs to
anyone.
move.
Yeah. Okay.
So double 6s. Oh,
Nope.
Nope.
But I think just starting to put damage on those 2 units is going to add up.
oh, absolutely. I mean, the ones on the left aren't in heal range by any means, but I honestly think they're just going into Shobik to claim it, or like you said, going even further up and baiting him out. Because
They don't need to charge Shobik.
No.
They just need to be on the objective as
Yeah.
far away as possible.
And it is starting turn 2 for Rays, right? You can't burn anything on turn 1, but turn 2 is legit.
Yep. So it'll be a while before anyone. Well, no, you're right. Next turn. This turn right now, Jeff could just walk onto it and take it.
Yep.
Now, do you think Adam has enough on the right as it stands? Because I mean, both of the objectives that really matter. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of unit strength difference on that side for me right now. The
Unit
Bone Giant
strength wise, yes, but exactly. That's what I was about to say. That Bone Giant can come in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now Adam has a lot of damage on that right.
hmm
Or just a lot of stuff, I guess. It's not all damage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even with dust, you can get pretty far over in a very short period of time between Monolith and Sebek.
Yep.
No, I don't
And it's-
remember.
and it's
Is
got
the last
Strider.
raised token? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and Bone Giants, of course, have Strider, so it doesn't care if it starts in the woods. Where you
Is
at?
that last token under that Scarecrow Regiment or Horde on the right?
I believe
Yes.
so. Yeah, it would have to be 12 inches away. So I think it's going to be like,
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's under this one, I think.
Yeah.
Under the that's the unit I was looking at. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be those 2 are going to be tough for Adam to get. And it's possible that Jeff is just playing distance games with him with no intention of committing there. Cuz he doesn't really
Possible.
need to if he thinks he can break the middle.
And I'll remind people that we're playing Rays.
hmm
So every token that you burn is worth 1, and the middle objective is also worth 1. But the middle objective is worth 2 bonus points for actual tournament points. Every objective you burn is worth 1, but the middle is worth 2 to get you all the way up to 5.
Yeah.
So if you win by 1 token, 1 objective, and it's 1 and the middle one, you still get 3 bonus points.
hmm
Mhm.
It's nice though in this one to cap out. You really need to to push hard and raise.
That at the same time, like I've found that Rays very often just sees all 6 get burned and ends up being a fight over the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely happens a lot. All right, so this is Jeff's turn 2.
hmm
We're expecting to see him fly those phantoms on the far left over and burn that token by the building in the top left. And otherwise, I don't quite know what he's going to do. If he just pushes up or stays put, or he doesn't really have shooting to soften Adam up anywhere.
I think
Adam hasn't given him a whole lot of opportunities. So
I think he's still. It looks like he's still doing a bunch of range games where he's staying like just outside of 10 of a bunch of units,
Yep.
playing a slower, longer game.
yeah, maybe he knows he's got him beat on unit strength. So just like come to me, and I'll grind you out over here.
Like
or
I
I'll
think
meet
the
you on the advance or
most
something.
he's giving is that very middle. Adam can double charge with the enslaved guardians and the bone giant.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
I was looking at the phantoms or the scarecrows, but yeah.
Yeah. Because mummy's out. Only the bone giant on the right has a target.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because he put the scarecrows somewhere where the spearmen can't see them.
Yeah,
The
they're
hill in the way.
completely blocked by the hill. They're
Yep.
just
And the bone
looking at
giant can charge any of those 4 units, but
Mhm.
alone it won't do a whole lot.
No.
He does have an interesting play in doubling up 2 bone giants into the doppelgangers.
Yeah, and it
Good.
should keep him out of the charge range of the butchers as well doing so. The flesh ripper will still have angle, but
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right, so if he doesn't kill that flesh ripper, it's going to do some damage to 1. It won't kill it, but it'll do some damage.
No, it's only 5 attacks. Like you really want those to end up in the flank of something.
Well, it would be in the flank if he doesn't get the kill.
yeah.
Sure. If he doesn't get the kill, right.
Right,
Yeah.
and if he does, okay, he turns to face the flesh ripper, which gives the scarecrows a flank. That's not the end of the world.
No. And neither of the horrors have the vicious aura, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think they just have Bane Chant.
Yeah, it would kind of be a waste on scarecrows. Although I guess doppelgangers would benefit from it.
Doppelgangers would benefit. It's
Yeah.
infantry, right?
Yeah, any infantry.
It is infantry, right? Not Reapers
Yeah.
only? It's
Yeah, I
just
believe it's
Reapers
infantry.
are when people do it? Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't take it. Just Bane Chant. Just a cheap 65-point Bane Chant.
Yeah, 65 is pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like Jeff is... Ooh! He fully healed those
Traish.
phantoms.
There you go.
And if you look in the top left, like you were talking about, he just flew his phantoms up 10 inches to sit and steal the objective from Adam without actually engaging Shobik yet, to pull Shobik further out of position. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I got 1 on the board as expected.
Yep. As they are unlocking the terrain, probably. So they didn't complete that one.
The one downside to using
There it
them.
is.
There it goes. Okay.
All right.
So that does put the score currently at Jeff 1 and Adam 0.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll remind everybody that the one in the very center cannot be raised. You have to have it at the end. And that'll take us into the top of turn 3, where no units have died yet. We've seen 1 token raised, and both armies sort of move up and hold their lines. But now that Jeff is up 1 point, does that put Adam in a position of, do you guys think, feeling like he needs to make a move now and answer and try to pick up a token this turn or next turn? Like, does that put pressure on him?
I don't think there's a rush. I think if Adam runs, Adam has to put Shobik into those phantoms now. Oh, no, he doesn't. So here's a potential play for Adam.
Mm-hmm.
He redeploys Shobik down and then just surges the spearmen into the phantoms.
Interesting.
I think that's a better play than throwing Shobik out of the game for a few turns. But what I was saying before I distracted myself was that if he pins those Phantoms, I don't see any rush for him to suddenly get into the game. He can still keep trudging forward if he's confident he can grind it out.
Yeah, because he really just needs the skeletons to ground the Phantoms.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've done their job. If all you're doing is committing a regiment of skeletons to hold them in place the rest of the game, that's okay.
Right.
It's a 105-point unit holding a 165-point unit in place. So,
I mean, the 165-point unit already scored an objective, which is bad for Adam, but it's not. At this point in the game, I think if there's something Shobik can do with that, because not being nimble is going to make it pretty hard for him to redeploy.
yeah.
But if there's something Shobik can do, that's probably Adam's best move.
Yep. Yeah, because at this point, like with so much happening or yet to happen all across the rest of the table, you don't really want to lose 2 turns of Shobik way over on the left, where the only objective that you cared about is already gone. Like Shobik's already failed to defend that objective. Leaving him over there is just kind of throwing good money after bad.
But what else is Shobik going to do? Pivot and move 7 down? That's
Sure, pivot and
not
move 7
great.
down and threaten the flank of those scarecrows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or threaten to hold up that advance on the side.
He probably just gets ineffectually flanked by scarecrows and they end up punching each other around for a few turns if he does that.
Sure. But that'll turn the scarecrows towards him, and then like the guardians could maybe flank, or Jeff will have to defend
that's
his flank.
true.
Like it would be a way to kind of start from this side and work across, because the other flank is kind of too hunkered down for you to beat into.
What is he? Adam's eyeing
He's trying to see
something.
what his
He's trying to line up a flank surge on the scarecrows in the woods.
Yeah.
Which, absolutely doable.
Yeah, but it's not lined up. He's currently lined up looking more at the Phantoms. Yeah.
He's trying to surge in the flank of those Phantoms. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
man.
trying to sneak past.
I don't know if he has that much surge.
I mean, that's a long bomb surge.
And especially
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Although to be fair, it's a bit of a dead zone. The only thing that's going to really be able to come in there is the bottom Flesh Ripper. Everything else should be out of arc.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he shoots right into the Phantoms, but I don't see Phantoms taking that charge any day.
He's going to need like 8 or 9 surge successes to be able to get all the way down there, I think, if I'm counting right.
So my other concern, depending on where the exact numbers are, how fast is Sebek? 5?
I think so. I think it's just infantry.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to move Sebek towards that giant because the monolith has to go first.
Yep.
Which means the giant's going to be the 7 inches pivot and then maybe 4 or 5, potentially even 6. And now Sebek has to be in range. And how far can Sebek really get and still be able to cast?
Yeah. Turn 3, the turn where stuff happens. I do not envy Adam right now.
No.
Not at all.
And he may have just decided that flank on the Phantoms wasn't feasible just because of the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, to be honest.
Honestly, if Sebek had a horse, I would like it.
Yeah, if he was a little faster.
Yeah.
And could see.
If he was fast enough that he could get into range, regardless, like no matter, even if the monolith got him in inch short, if Sebek were fast enough to get him into range, I would like that. Because remember, Adam's also got 2 rerolls. That's 18 dice.
Yeah. I mean, it's on average. On average, he could get it there, but
I think the fail case isn't that bad, though.
No, because there's not really anything over there that could punish him all that much. Like maybe if he goes far enough, this flesh ripper might be able to get to him. But
He's fighting a flesh ripper in the front. Okay.
in the forest, right? Like in a forest, yeah.
He'd probably at least surge out of the forest, I would think. Oh,
Probably.
there's interesting. Do you see this Shobik move?
Yeah, that at least it's gonna get him a little bit closer to where he needs to be.
Yeah. That'll just barely tap them in the flank.
It'll also kill them in one turn a lot more likely.
Easily, yeah.
Especially with 3 damage already on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets Shobik into the fight at least a full turn sooner by doing it that way.
Just started the butchers with the skeletons as well, so the only thing threatening them is the scarecrows. It's a decent move there.
Yeah, he's just barely out.
Yeah.
Like that one little line of green pixels there. Keeping them out of the butchers.
Yep, but he's definitely out.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely
Okay,
out.
and the Flesh Ripper doesn't have arc.
Nope.
And hindered scarecrows aren't going to do anything.
Not going to do anything at all other than get ready to be flank charged by
Flanked by enslaved guardian archers.
That too, yeah. Take your pick. Do both and just clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So he's backing some stuff up on the right side, maybe. It looks like maybe back the Bone Giant up a bit.
So this is interesting. Are they both playing slow on the right, thinking they'll win the rest?
I don't know. I mean, for folks that can't quite tell, maybe. For folks that can't tell, there are 4 objectives on the right side. 2 of them are underneath units right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the bulk of the objectives on the table are over there to the right of that forest, or just right next to the forest. So, yeah, it would make sense if both of them feel like they've committed heavily to the right and don't want to go in first, like maybe wait and see how the center develops.
Well, here's the issue, though, right now is that Jeff, since the Spearmen and Mummy Regiment are flush, could double charge with the Butchers and the Phantoms, which would then put the Phantoms in scoring range of the Forest, I believe. And there's not enough to contest it there. I think he just saw it, and I think he's seeing it now.
He's seeing it, and I don't know if that sidestep is enough. But it looks like Adam is aware of that and trying to sidestep them away from the woods.
Yeah. We've got about a pixel forward on the Skeleton Spearmen now where they won't be able to fit the double charge. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, that was an easy play to get them in there and claim it.
He might not even... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was saying he might not even be thinking about the objectives and just trying to prevent a double charge on the mummies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Adam just measured to make sure that the scarecrows couldn't see the spearmen, and they can't with that hill there.
Yeah, and then so as long as the intention was to have the spearmen up, it'll be fine, because alternatively he could have gone for a triple, which would have put 7 unit strength right up there, and depending, I want to say it's like exactly 12 inches away from the other one. He might have had enough to take. No, the Phantoms would have been too far out. Ignore me there. Either way, though.
But there is definitely an objective under those spearmen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was trying to think if the Phantoms, the Butcher, Flesh Ripper, and the Butchers would have been in range of the 3 inches had the triple gone, in which case he would have potentially taken 2 that turn, but I don't think that's the case.
But as it stands, I think it's only the doppelgangers that can even see them, and they're outside of 10.
Yeah.
So I don't believe anyone has a legal charge on those skeleton spearmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, so here comes the Monolith Surge.
No, Adam.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
I don't know if they discussed that and if 1 inch is going to be enough to nick the corner. I don't think it does.
It's definitely not. Oh, that's bad.
Oh no. Yeah, he's just taking his losses and shooting it with the catapult now. Oh man.
Yeah, what else can he do?
Nothing. This is why you never bank on surge. We were talking about the average of like 18.
1 inch.
Yeah.
Only ever 1 inch surges. Never more than a 1 inch
Yeah,
surge.
that's like
Uh-huh.
oh
I understand where you're coming from. And
yeah.
personally, okay, I don't play like undead or anything, but usually when I take surge, I take like a surge caster with surge 8,
Mhm.
and that's it. And I
Yeah.
don't bank on anything.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Does Jeff just flank the archers next turn?
I would
Yeah.
just
What does he
straight
do?
back line.
Oh,
Go
no, he
all the
also has
soul
a
snare.
rear on the spears.
Does he have line of
'cause
sight to them though?
I-
Oh, they
I-
are on
No,
the hill.
Shobik
Yeah.
might be... not if Shobik's blocking.
Oh, that's
But
Yeah,
if Shobik's
I think
not blocking...
Shobik probably blocks their line of sight. If
Oh, it's
if they can
close.
see the soul snare, though, I would totally just charge the soul snare.
they're
The soul snare is
it's too far.
outside of 20.
Too far. That's too bad. You could go kill the catapult, but that seems like it's not really worth it.
No, that's total waste.
All right. So that brings us to
Oh.
Jeff's turn 3. So that is a big break in this match.
Yes, that is huge.
that's just rough.
Oh, he's charging the
Oh, he is.
catapult?
I mean, I guess it puts him backlining for far enough away that nothing's going to be able to 180 and surge into him. Not that
That's
would really
true.
be a good play anyways, but
And without Pathfinder, he can't fly 20 straight
Yeah.
forward where he was
Yeah.
going and pivot because he'd end up in that field.
yeah.
Be like right
Yeah.
on top of the cart.
And I mean, kill points too. You're just stacking up an extra 95 on the way up there, so it's not a bad play by any means. And now he's just going to have full range of the backfield with 3 unit strength.
I still wonder. No, because they probably can't take Shobik for even 1 turn if they already have 3 damage on him.
No, but they might be able, after they kill the catapult, to turn and be within 20 of the soul snare, so they might be able to flush the soul snare out.
They will be
Yeah.
if the soul snare doesn't really move.
Yeah. And I mean,
But it
even
doesn't have
then,
to move
just being
that
in the
far.
backfield.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being in the backfield stuff.
Yeah, just being in the back, like just going another 20 to the right, and then at any point you're just throwing them into the last objective when you need that extra 3 unit strength with like
Yep.
maybe a soul snare to deal with them.
Well, it also means Adam has to leave at least 3 unit strength back to guard all the objectives
Yeah.
as well, or they'll just swoop in and burn it real quick.
Yeah, that was a very big hit, missing that surge.
Potentially 5 and then 6. He could burn those last 2.
Hmm.
Yeah, missing the surge was so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, the objectives under the skeletons are 12 inches away from the other one and on the 6 inch in the center line, so they'll be right about there.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we can see now that Jeff is starting to, not this turn yet, but he's starting to put pressure on him with those scarecrows, who I think are only unit strength 3 anyway.
Let me look.
They are.
They are
Yeah.
unit strength 3. Yeah.
Which means Jeff doesn't have the option of just charging them onto the objective and taking it from under the skeletons.
Right.
And
Oh,
now
good
he
for-
does push them forward. Now, if he double charges, I think both of his hordes are within 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah.
just piling on unit strength, which
Mhm.
at 34 you can afford to do.
Yep. Yeah, because then you've got, Adam doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of fast maneuverable stuff either. So if you just shove a wall
No.
of too much unit strength in front of him, he's got to stand there and chew through it for 2 turns
Yeah,
or
I
more.
mean, yeah, it's a lot of nerve, a lot of fearless.
And Adam does not have a lot of attacks on the right
No,
side, And
no.
that's when it
So
comes down to
no.
like your like zombie and scarecrow hordes. Like their defense sucks. And like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have enough dice to throw to kill them.
I I think he's depending on those zombies to get flanked, or not zombies, excuse me, those bone giants to get flanks in order to really kill stuff on that side.
Yep. Jeff positioning his phantoms there in the middle. For those of you who joined late, they decided that that bit in front of the house at the bottom there is not part of the impassable building. It is just a field. That is how they are playing that, so that's why he can land there.
Mm-hmm. But that one giant in the woods is doing a very good job of keeping Jeff from really pushing up the middle or the right.
Yeah. Nothing like a nice strider giant standing peeking through the woods, keeping you honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially with Sebek Ray right there, he can take those risky surges like he didn't pay off with Shobek.
Yeah, not even that super risky of a surge. And that's kind of the thing is I think he probably could have, if he had Shobek turned just a little bit more, so that all he needed to do was hit the corner, it would have been a successful surge. But he couldn't, so it ended up being a 2-inch surge. I think it's possible that at the angle where he was starting, that would have made it a front charge instead of a flank charge. So he was angling to actually hit the flank. He needed
to hit the side was what he was going for. Because keep in mind, Adam also had the option to just charge Shobek into the front of those phantoms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But he went for the surge, and now it didn't pay off, and he's getting punished for it.
Yeah. All right. And we are here in the bottom of turn 3. They both have about an hour left on their clocks. They started with 80-minute clocks. So they played basically the first 3 turns in 20 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
20, 25 minutes.
What's the idea behind this sidestep with those butchers in the bottom right? What's he trying to do?
I'm not sure.
Because now, if he were to double charge on the scarecrows, are the butchers even going to have line of sight?
Oh, you know what? That put the butchers within 3 of that objective.
Oh, okay.
That might have been it. Is he just wanted to put unit strength on the objective? I don't know what Adam would be taking it with.
He'd have to kill and then overrun.
Yeah, like if Adam like triple charged the scarecrows and then overran forward.
And then overran onto the objective. Now there's the butchers, so he would have to somehow get both regiments to overrun onto the objective, which is not going to happen.
Or the giant in one of them, so he could have 4.
Right.
So 3 inches from.
It's like a 5-inch overrun anyway.
Yeah. About 4.4 to 5. Yep.
So unlikely, but Jeff is careful and covers all his bases.
Yep.
Right.
Unlikely things do happen.
Yep. And here comes a heal
Jeff's
from the planer.
Just gonna heal them those phantoms for 3. Not great, not terrible, not a big deal. I call them phantoms. They're scarecrows.
And he'll be able to pop shard on the top left one there to heal up as well.
That's right.
To heal up too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot Jeff had the Trickster's Wand.
Yep.
Ouch.
Is it only Hex 2?
It is Hex 2, yep.
For some reason I thought it was 3. Okay. Not that damaging the Soul Snare really does much, unless you're forcing a nerve test.
All right, but he does not get it. But now we are on to combat, and we just have the one combat up here, which should be pretty straightforward since it's a regiment against a war machine. That's going to be, 45 attacks on 4s?
19 hits, and then it's defense 4.
Yeah. and it's
You
not
got
great.
10.
It's dash 11, and it's uninspired. So
Right. I mean, we knew this thing was going to die.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say new, but
yeah, it
it's
just
not
snakes
surprising.
once.
Right.
Yep.
There goes
And
Snakes
now
once.
he pivots to look at the rear of basically all of Adam's stuff.
Mm-hmm. And in the flank of the
Now-
soul snare if he wants it.
I mean, the flank doesn't even matter. Soul Snare's a war engine, isn't it?
It is a war engine. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, and that
I
is
don't know
also
what-
first blood.
I don't know what Adam does to deal with those.
I don't know. Turn the soul snare,
One shot from the Soul
it's-
Snare isn't going to kill him.
but it's not going to do enough. Yeah, and there's nothing close enough to move and surge. You could turn the guardian archers and shoot, but yeah, no, I don't know.
On half dice.
Yeah,
Now is when Adam really starts feeling pressure to make something happen, by the way.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So moving into top of turn 4, Adam is down 1 in terms of victory points to Jeff, who burned the one in the top left with his phantoms. After Adam missed a 2-inch surge with Shobek into their flank. And then the phantoms continued and went back and ate his catapult. And that is the story of what's happened so far in this game. But now it's turn 4, and it looks like Adam is starting to go in here in the center.
Shobek has a 4-inch surge this time.
And he will be in the flank if he makes
Mhm.
it.
Yep.
2, 3, yep, it's 4. I don't know that you want to trust the monolith to do that since it failed on a 2 last time.
Right, but you don't have another option. I think even... So here's a situation where if Shobek fails the surge, it's not too bad because that's already what you wanted to be doing with Shobek anyway.
Sure. And there's really nothing over there to come get
Ooh.
Shobek.
This one I like less. Unless maybe I'm misreading this with the other bone giant. He's not going for that surge, is he?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We
It's
need 6 to get to the flank.
with just
of the-
Sevic Ray. He might be positioning here because right here, anyone who might charge him is in his front, except for those scarecrows. And they'll be
Right.
hit, and anyone who charges him will be hindered unless
Right.
he starts doubling up. So he might not be going for the surge there.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a long surge to try to make
Yeah,
with
I don't
just one
like.
caster. Unless he doubles up and isn't actually going to even try to surge Shobek and surges with both.
That's possible.
But that might be tricky, though, depending on how far the monolith surges, because if it gets it out of the woods but not all the way there, Sevic Ray might not be able to see the bone giant around. No, it should be able to.
Sevic Ray's right up against. He's got the distance. So there are a couple spots where the bone giant. No, never mind. There's nowhere. If Sevic Ray will have range if he goes for a double surge.
Interesting.
What do you think? What do you think Adam does on the right, though?
It's tough.
I mean, I'm guessing Jeff wants him to throw the bone giant into the front of the
Yeah.
scarecrows.
Right, he's threatening some pretty obvious flanks there.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure the doppelgangers. I think the doppelgangers will have it.
I mean, as soon as he moves, he can't commit too much because as soon as he moves, like if you're to go for the triple, the phantoms just come in and take a objective.
Yep.
They might actually. How wide are they?
They're wide.
They're
5
on 25,
inches.
so yeah.
But you're right. They can land basically where those two regiments of atoms are right now
Mhm.
and score the objective.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the spearmen into the scarecrows.
On the left to the middle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right into the middle. And they are unlikely to break them, and then likely to get flank charged by flesh rippers.
Yeah. I mean, at least they'll be hindered.
Yeah, possibly by the butchers as well. But I don't know that you really need to bother with that. With sending the butcher horde in to like double charge in a weird way. Or the flesh ripper and a bunch of scarecrows counter charging might be good enough. I guess they're not really long enough, so there isn't a way to charge both the flesh ripper and the butchers into the flank of the skellies. You'd have to pick one.
Yeah.
And depending on how they're playing these little bits of fence, like the butcher flesh ripper, when he went in, if he centers up, might not touch them, and so might not be hindered, but the butchers probably would.
Yeah, so
Right.
I was just thinking that the butchers would be hindered. I'd almost expect the flesh ripper just to screen one of the enslaved guardians for a turn while he moves up everything else.
Right.
And that's kind of why I almost I have to imagine Shobik's going for that surge, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it's close. Oh. Is Adam just going to charge that flesh ripper with the enslaved guardians?
I mean, he's just barely in range.
He's got it. And that's going to cover the flank of the spearmen pretty well.
Sure.
And it's also going to limit the amount that he can put on them.
Right. And, well, potentially, I think he most likely just kills the flesh ripper with that, doesn't he?
Well, the guardians are going to be hindered. Did the guardians have...
The guardians have the J-boots.
They have the J-boots? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, chances are they pick them up.
So he just blows through kills the flesh ripper, pretty much stays in place. Nobody's flanking him, and what's the countercharge? Just the butchers?
Yep.
Ooh, so the risk there is that he's opening himself up to get double charged by the butchers and the doppelgangers, if the scarecrow horde can get out of the way, and that's rough. That'll probably kill the enslaved guardians.
I think it still ends up being about a 50-50 for the guardians to pop the flesh ripper, because they're still dash 14. They're going to grab the inspiring from Shobik. It's tough.
Okay. So he's currently working on getting the soul snare out of charge range of those phantoms that got behind him, it looks like.
Which is going to mean no soul snare shot.
Yeah.
Just
on anything in the middle, certainly.
That way. So those phantoms' legal charges are going to be... It looks like he does have range to the monolith, but it's a front. Remember, the monolith is a monster, so that matters. And the flank of the enslaved guardian archers, and then those archers are screening the flank of the actual enslaved guardians.
Yeah.
And that's it for those charges. And I think he'll be hindered going into the archers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's going to nick the corner of the field there.
Do you think he's actually going to commit to that, or just keep going to the right? Because, I mean, just playing scenario with them, he has no answers to them in the back line, and he can just position all the way over just to be able to throw another 3-unit strength at any given time.
Because nothing else is going in on the archers, I think you just do another turn of positioning into rears. Yeah. If he had like a horde of butchers in the front, then absolutely you just take the flank. What is...
Oh, is he doing the triple?
Oh, man.
I don't know about that.
So I think it's possible that next turn Jeff might be able to just fly these phantoms 20 inches and land an inch away from all of Adam's units and burn this token by the forest, regardless, because he doesn't have any unit strength within 3 of it anymore.
Yeah.
You're talking about I
mean,
no, I don't know. Oh yeah, he would be able to.
Well, now he
yeah.
definitely can. Because,
So he would have to pivot first.
Mhm.
Jeff can
And-
actually.
No,
do
he
both.
wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. He could just fly over everything, pivot, and be on it.
Well, he can't go that far because 20 inches lands within an inch of Sevic Ray. Right?
Oh, it does. You're right. You're right.
Sevic Ray Mighty, you still have to stay an inch away from yielding characters, right?
You have to end an inch away from yielding characters.
Right. So he would need to turn to miss the forest, miss Sevic Ray, but he can still just plop right there and
You
pick
can
it up
actually-
next turn.
You could just use the Flesh Ripper as well. The Flesh Ripper gets within 3 of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
How fast is the
so
Flesh Ripper? Is he
6 nimble.
6?
So you're
Yeah.
right.
Flesh Ripper can go do that, and then the Phantoms
Yeah.
can go for the top right one, depending on how he reforms.
Yeah.
I have to imagine Adam is going to have 6 unit strength on the top right one after this combat.
Yeah.
I'm also not convinced that Adam kills the Phanta or the Scarecrows.
Scarecrows, yeah.
Not a lot of volume.
And this is where Dust can really struggle.
Yeah. Is chewing through all of the unit strength, especially at trash mobs.
Yeah.
And those spearmen are probably hindered, right? I don't remember the exact line they took.
I'm not sure if they nicked the fence or not.
Either way, it's tough to get through
Yeah.
that horde.
Mhm.
Yeah, like they weren't going to contribute a whole lot one way or the other. All right. So Adam has committed to a triple charge on the far right, answering the question of what's he going to do about the horde of scarecrows creeping up on his flank there by just going all in. He's committed his other skeleton spear horde into the front of some scarecrows in the middle, and he's got Chobik waiting on the flank. He's got a couple of potential surge charges set up. It'll be interesting to see which ones he tries to do. Given the way he moved the monolith, I'm guessing he is going to try to surge Chobik. Okay, here it comes.
Yep.
See if we can get some redemption here for missing the 2-inch one last time.
Oh my
God.
Well, he got 2 this time.
Yeah, but he needed 4.
Yeah.
And Sebic Ray does not have a chance of doing that. I wonder. Oh,
He's going to try it, but he needs a huge,
what was this?
huge
6?
surge here.
He has to. He doesn't have a point. He doesn't
6
have
or 8, I think. He needs to get pretty much all of them. Like whatever dice he rolls, he needs to get pretty much all of them.
So he got 4.
4 inches.
5.
Gets the reroll 5. I don't think 5 gets it.
He
6
needed
was
6.
4, 5. Yeah, no.
Ugh. That's not good, Adam.
That
That's
hurts.
not good. Oh my! Those doppelgangers are now in that giant's flank,
Yeah, they are.
and the giant flanking itself is pretty bad.
It's not.
true.
It's not good.
Right.
That's gonna hurt a lot.
Uh huh.
All right. He's going to shoot at the back flesh reaper with his flesh ripper with his slave guardian archers.
Picks up
Dude.
2.
Why?
Couple of wounds. I don't know why you don't shoot at the front one instead.
Oh, you know what? He moved. It's the same numbers either way.
Okay. All right, moving on to combat. These are going to be hindered skeletons in the front.
Doing
Just one
probably a point of damage. I don't remember his defense. Oh, it's 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3. It's 3 on those guys. All right.
Is that the giant on the right?
That's the giant getting all 6 on his D6.
And then
getting
3 hits.
3.
Man.
Okay, looks like they said that they weren't hindered, but they still only did 3.
So
Yeah,
many
that-
ones.
Adam's dice are not at all being kind to him here.
No.
So
Okay.
he needs what?
He did 11.
9 twice with brutal. Or no, not twice.
I don't think he's brutal.
Fire. Are the bone giants brutal? No.
Oh, they are brutal. Oh, well, that answers that question.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is going on?
Yeah. I mean, at this
Yeah,
point,
that's bad. That's bad, Adam. That's bad. Your dice suck.
just run everything into the right now. Position the phantoms within 3 of the top right, flush ripper in the middle, and just double up on the mummies. Clear out 3 unit strength, and
Yep.
that's rough.
Did he decide he couldn't double up on the mummies?
I mean, at this point, just bring everything over there.
Right. I think the play
Doppelgangers
is...
in range.
No, I think Butcher's in the front, yep, and then the Flesh Ripper into the flank. Oh, he's putting the
And the
doppelgangers
mummies.
into the mummies.
Sorry, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and the doppelgangers there, and then probably
And the Flesh Ripper.
fly the phantoms
Yep.
up. If the doppelgangers will be positioned higher, and if they overrun up, that's going to put enough unit strength in range to take probably 2 this turn. Or sorry, no, if he brings the Flesh Ripper in, he's not going to be able to get the middle just
Now
yet.
he has this triple. I don't know if he's taking it or not, but it's there. With the
Did he just charge
Flesh
with the
Ripper being
Butcher?
nimble. Yeah, I think he's doing
Yeah.
it as a triple. Because if the
Yeah.
doppelgangers do it next, they leave enough room for the Flesh Ripper, and because the Flesh Ripper is nimble, he can just snake in there.
Yeah, but you need to do him next because he needs to end up lower because of the order
I guess
there.
the order doesn't matter. It would work in either order, but the order works way better this way.
Yeah.
And then the Flesh Rippers just go in.
What's the speed
doppelgangers.
on the planar apparition?
7, I think?
6 or 7. Yeah, let me look. I think it's 7.
What are you
Well,
looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 7.
14. I'm seeing if he can drop within 3. I don't think he can. Of the
Drop
middle
within-
one. Sorry, of the middle back token.
The
The
middle
one
back.
beside Sebek.
No. I
Oh,
don't think so.
no. The planar apparition doesn't have Pathfinder either.
Yeah. I was trying to see if he could get on the other side of the woods within 3, but he's out.
No way.
Hmm.
But he also doesn't need to burn all 3 this turn.
No.
No, he's already
I don't
up
know-
1. He just needs to burn 1 and start chewing through the unit strength over there.
I don't know which one he goes for with the Phantoms, but I think he goes for 1 and just figures he can get the other with him next turn.
I would get the one next to Sebek because there's no contesting unit strength, so it doesn't matter how any of the other combats or reforms go. It's the easy one to pick up.
No, you're absolutely right. I forgot about that. Adam still had 6 unit strength on. Is it 6?
7 with the giant. Oh, I don't know if
The giant's not on it, but do the spearmen? Yep, skeleton spearmen are 3. It's the
Yeah.
warriors that are only 1 lower.
Yeah, and they're both still within 3 of the objectives.
Mhm.
All right, and we're just going to put a scarecrow forward in front of a bone giant just to. I would say keep him busy, but you can just back up and rotate
It
and
won't,
surge whatever you
right?
want.
Yeah, depending on what those doppelgangers do or scarecrows do. So I should probably mention there's the new FAQ that messes with withdrawing, pivoting, and moving, but because the bone giant is a square, he can still get away with it.
Exactly.
What was that D3 for? Who has wild charge?
I don't think anyone has wild charge.
Then what was
And
that
Night
D3
Stalkers.
for?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think they were dicing off anything.
It might have been a scarecrow.
Sure.
It
All right, so
moved-
he did decide to go for the hindered charge into the flank of the Guardians with his Phantoms, just to turn off some
Oh.
shooting. He's going in the front with a Butcher,
All right.
and the enslaved Guardians can't see it.
I am going to say that the D3 was probably the wild charge for the Scarecrows in the woods, and because it was a 1, they don't have a charge on the Skeleton Warriors.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's the best I
Makes
can
sense.
figure out what that D3 was for.
Scarecrows
he
have
needed
wild
2
charge.
or higher. There's speed
Today
4
I-
with wild charge D3.
Today I learned Scarecrows have wild charge.
I also thought the planar apparition flew, so I need to brush up on my Night Stalkers.
I think maybe it used to. Or am I
Oh,
confused?
is that what
I don't
you
know.
were thinking? Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah.
All the Night Stalker monsters blend together for me. Like I
Honestly.
forget which one of them is which. Kind of bad.
Well, there's the giant, the dragon, and the heal thing, right? Oh, and the lightning bolt guy. Are those all of them?
And then
There's
the
the
slightly
Kraken.
smaller, nimble one. And then the slightly smaller, nimble one, the
have a
Dread
smaller,
Fiend
nimble
or whatever
one?
he's called.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
that's a hero, not a monster. He's large calf. He doesn't count.
Right. I don't know. I played Joey's Night Stalkers a lot, and I just know that they're all weird looking. And I have to constantly ask him which one does what.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, this is shaping up to be a really, really rough game for Adam.
Yeah,
It's when Surge goes wrong.
Mhm.
It's just unfortunate.
Yep.
And like, they weren't risky Surge rolls. Except
I think
maybe
the first
bone
one was an
giant.
unnecessary risk.
Yeah.
Because I think Shobik could have just punched in the face.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the flank was guaranteed, and he needed a 2 out of 9. So I
Right.
mean,
Out of
normally,
8, but yeah.
oh, sorry, out of 8, yeah, rather. That's normally a layup. But this is what happens.
Right. And
When
he
those
didn't
guys-
have a backup plan,
No.
I think was the issue. Whereas with this Bone Giant one that failed, or the Shobik one this turn that failed, it's not that big of a deal.
Mhm.
And so there go the Phantoms flying
Yep.
and landing within range of one of the tokens.
To burn the token in the woods and threaten the other token next turn.
Yep.
Looks like he is moving them the full 20.
Yeah, I would. No
Mhm.
reason not to. Just get them all the way back there. Yeah, so I mean,
But I
this is kind of the
really
thing. You look at Jeff's list and you're like, I don't know what he's going to do with it. But then he just sort of walks everything forward and double and triple charges things, and
It's just, just pile on unit strength, and we had Phantom regiments winning the game.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a very durable list.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I will say Adam's bad surges are playing a significant factor.
Absolutely.
So this
I
is
think so, yeah.
interesting. Jeff did go for the double charge on those enslaved guardian archers. I don't think he kills them. There's no way.
I don't think it does. No, I don't think it gets it this turn. But he stops them from shooting, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What
and
are
I mean,
their shooting's been terrible.
I mean, it's still
True.
negating it and putting wounds out, because I think Jeff's in a position now where he's starting to feel like he can push for some kill points.
Yeah.
Sure.
So probably going to see some Bane chanting here, since that's really all Jeff's shooting is healing and Bane chant.
Mhm.
Yep, looks like he's bane chanting the Scarecrow horde.
I mean, yeah.
Goes off. They must have countercharged the spearmen.
Yeah, they
I
did.
think so. Yeah.
And if they end up spiking, he's going to get, and so they'd have to spike, and the mummies need to move up like 2 inches, and then he takes 2 this turn.
All right, well,
And Bane chants the other scarecrows. Okay.
that one, I guess if the butchers were hindered, it might come into play.
Yeah. And they are.
Mhm.
He has marked them as hindered, so I guess they are nicking the wall under there.
Oh, he's using those green tokens to mark hindered? Okay.
I think so.
Mhm.
so.
And that... What did he just do?
He healed the Flesh Ripper.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
That other 2 dice is probably going to be Hex.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because he has hexed the soul snare.
The Soul Snare. Yep.
There's another 2d6. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not certain what that 1 and 5 is. All right, so on to combat. We have several going on this turn. Jeff basically pounced.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where he wants to start.
I'm not sure the sequencing really matters here.
Yeah, no, they're so spread out.
Looks like we're starting up top. I don't imagine he gets this kill.
I mean,
Are they inspired? The monolith doesn't inspire, does it?
no,
Oh,
he
the
just
monolith might. No?
I don't.
No. No, it does. It says inspire.
It does.
It's got inspire. Okay.
So
it does.
okay.
Okay, they are covered then. Okay, that's not terrible.
8 hits out of the phantoms.
4
Did
wounds.
4 damage. That's probably pretty within the expected range.
Ooh, all 5
Flesh
hits.
Ripper getting all 5 hits. Oh,
Average
he's
is
not
out.
vicious, is he?
No.
And here's
Yeah.
where he did 7.
Yes.
The unit's a dash 17. It's a 10 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. That would have been a long shot, but the far end of Adam's line is now staying put.
Yeah.
And I just, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to comment that Flesh Ripper that hit all 5 times had the Blade of Slashing.
Yeah.
Typical. All right, 11 hits, translating to 6 wounds with Bane Chant.
Or without Bane Chant.
Or without Bane Chant. And here's the Butchers in the flank. Looking for 5, still 13 hits.
Yeah.
And looking for what,
So-
2s? 12 wounds.
Oh, we're over there. I was looking at the wrong combat, and I was wondering why they weren't marking wounds. Okay, they're dead. That's to be expected. But now, how does Jeff position the Butchers to be safe from both Shobik and those enslaved guardians?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he can protect from both. Shobik's pretty easy to protect from because he currently can't see them, so he'd have to turn and surge.
Which we know Adam is willing to do, and then
Sure.
the monolith fail.
He's definitely due to get 1 surge charge at some point this game.
But I don't see how the Butchers put themselves into a spot where they don't get flanked by one of them. Maybe if he now pivots the Scarecrows hard so Shobik can't get into their flank.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable play. Because those Scarecrows are basically just unit strength on that objective right now, just keeping Adam from swooping in to get it.
Yeah. I mean,
He's not going to end like this, is he?
even then, though, if the Guardians pop the Butchers, you can just throw the Doppelgangers into them, and it's not terrible. And good chance that the Phantoms would be able to disengage and come in. Can they, with how wide they are? With the new...
No, they're too wide.
Yeah, they're too wide. Never mind. It's just not a unit I'm used to seeing that.
Sure. Looks like 1 wound on the Bone Giant from the Scarecrow.
It's not the Bone Giant. Wasn't he fighting the... I'm very confused by what they're rolling. Wasn't he fighting the Skeleton Spearman with the...
No, that was on the Bone Giant. The 1 wound went there. I think this is the Doppelgangers now using mummies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was...
Profile.
You're right.
Flesh Ripper come in. What is
No,
this one?
Flesh Ripper-
Slash?
No, this is the one without an item.
Yeah.
But he still did 8, and then he still
Doesn't
has
really
those
need it.
Butchers to the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
This triple charge was a bit excessive,
8.
but I think it's the play.
It's just getting unit strength up, right?
Yeah.
Right, because now you overrun with the doppelgangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh! So if he overruns with the doppelgangers, then that bone giant could potentially rear surge into them.
But it doesn't matter, because if the skeleton spears die, then those doppelgangers can take the objective this turn. Because he'll have more unit strength on that objective.
Yeah, he just needs a 2 or higher.
And then it's a tie.
He pivots that way.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think Adam just takes the flank surge here from the bone giant. And then he's got a couple 1-inch surges.
Possibly. I think the only combat we have left is
The far right.
scarecrows.
The scarecrows
Scarecrows
and
on
the
the
skeleton
skies.
spearmen.
Yeah. Just trying to decide what to do with his butcher horde, I guess, on their reform.
They don't have a lot of options. The Flesh Ripper is messing with some of the stuff I think he really wants to do with them. It looks like Jeff is aware of that backup option with the Bone Giant. It's the way they just moved him.
Yeah. To see what his line of sight looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a backup?
That is a backup.
Why did he only back up? Oh, because he ran into the horror.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Yeah.
he's seeing if the Bone Giant backs up and charges, he can't corkscrew into the
To the butchers.
butchers because he's
That's
in their flank, but they'd be out of arc. Okay.
Right. All right. And now on to scarecrows against skeleton spears.
I don't think this. It might.
Sand hit.
And then threes.
With Bane Chant, yeah. And there's nothing inspiring over here, so 9 wounds.
Ooh, 9's pretty big.
So it needs a 6 once, I think. That
Two
is a
very
lot.
different trail. Two different variants.
What?
Wow.
Okay.
And there goes the unit strength on the right side.
Wow.
Very different dice. Coming
Very
out.
different dice.
Right.
Very different dice.
Yeah. These dice are not doing Adam any favors.
Oh,
And now we expect Jeff to raise that token behind the forest. Yep. There he's indicated.
He's got both.
he gets both.
With that pivot he just did with the phantoms, or not the phantoms, the scarecrows, he has both.
Yep. All right. And that is going to make this a 3-0 game.
Mm-hmm. At this point, what do you do? Start going
Is
for
Adam?
kill. Try and get as many. Yeah.
So, and keep in mind, anything you burn is worth a bonus point, right?
Mhm.
It is.
So, as Adam, what can you burn? Because even if you take out those butchers on the left between the enslaved guardians and Shobik, you don't have the unit strength to get from the scarecrows. Unless no, you do. If the enslaved guardians overrun, you have 4 to their 3, right?
Yeah.
Scarecrows are.
And then you're taking doppelgangers in the flank.
No, you're not.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
you
Yeah.
are because you overrun. No, I don't think you are. I think if Adam double charges those butchers with Shobik surging and the enslaved guardians charging, kills them, he can pivot the enslaved guardians so that he's on the objective and has all 3 of those units in his front.
Yeah, measuring it out now, he would be able to get the pivot in and get them in arc, and then claim one there.
And then he gets that one as well as 200 plus points a kill.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely one of the better moves.
I don't know how he gets the other ones though.
No, I mean, Bone Giant might pop the Scarecrows for some points, and then the only
And
thing
then not take the objective. But also, what else is the Bone Giant going to do? Right?
Right.
Adam's charging with it right now.
If
Yeah, that's the
overrun
only option.
in a
Mhm.
straight line, 5 inches, it will be just in range to burn it.
Yep, he could get lucky there.
Oh.
Since
I
Jeff
didn't
currently has
realize
no
that his
straight
straight
target.
line burned it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that one's much less likely than killing the butchers and burning the one on the left, but it's a possibly Adam burns 2. I still don't think he wins the game, but that's his score ends up a lot better. And then this Bone Giant, what's he eyeing up a charge on? The Planar Apparition? He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
That's a charge. That's a surge with Sebek into the Planar Apparition. Oh,
Yeah,
Adam.
but no, you have to go into the flank because it's got ensnare. So if you go into the front, you're not going to do anything to it.
Okay, that's true.
So that's why he's backing off to try to get into the flank. I don't know.
It's going to be a 3-inch surge if he wants the flank, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just long for 2. Yep, so that's going to be a 3. Has he gotten the 3 out of surge yet this game?
And Sebek is going to effectively be rolling 9 dice because he'll only be getting a reroll from the Skeleton Horde.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. This is this is a rough game.
Depending on how they
for
interpret the poorly worded FAQ. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I assume the intent is to also change the wording on Sebek so that he himself doesn't count for his own rerolls.
mhm.
But the way it's worded right now, he does. But I have to imagine the intent is Adam would only get 1 reroll here and not 2.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a hot button issue on Fanatics, but I think there's a lot of hot button issues that come up.
Adam's a reasonable guy. Adam also might not even know that Sebek got FAQ'd to be a skeleton, so who knows?
I'm going to reload the clock just to make sure I'm seeing it right.
Mm-hmm.
How
I
is?
think they're both fine on time, right?
Oh yeah,
They are fine on time. It just looked like they hadn't switched from Jeff's clock back to Adam's. And I think that's true, but they've gone through 2/3 of the game in half their time. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel the need to tell them that they forgot to switch the clock. I don't think it's going to matter.
No. Okay, and it looks like Adam is definitely charging into these butchers with the enslaved guardians. I expect him to go for a Shobik surge with the monolith as well.
oh absolutely. That's not one you can really risk here.
There we go.
Yeah,
There it
yeah.
is. He pivoted Shobik to do it.
You have
And this
to.
one is only a 1-inch surge.
Yeah, you got to.
So hopefully the monolith. Oh, of course, the way Adam's luck is this game, he's got a 1-inch surge and a 3-inch surge, and he'll fail both of them.
All right, let's take a close look at whether or not the Bone Giant is actually in the flank. Because
So
that looks
here's the thing. Where the Bone Giant is positioned right now, he's not. If Adam backs up, so it's just barely a 3-inch surge, he's in the flank.
yeah. I don't know why he didn't back up more because I don't know.
They might have just agreed that that's flank right there.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't know.
and
Because
that
we
it's
can't hear them. And
Right.
knowing players, they were talking through, oh no, your front there, back up a little bit more.
right. He could have just said,
And maybe
just
they
leave
said,
it.
yeah.
Right. Either you get 3 successes on the surge or you don't. If you get 3,
Mhm.
you're in the flank. Yeah,
Right.
hard to say. All right. So this has been a very, very rough game for Adam. Somebody should buy him a beer afterwards. He's had very, very little luck with dice. And Jeff has gave him basically no openings.
It's just revenge for my game with Adam.
Could very well be.
I played
Jeff
Adam
has
round
swooped
2.
in. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Jeff has swooped in with the Phantoms and picked up opportunistic tokens and picked off some War Machines, and basically just move forward as a straight wall and double and triple charge things.
Okay, what is Adam doing with the Soul Snare right now?
I don't know. Well, it's hexed, so I don't know what he was planning on doing with it this turn anyway. I don't know if he's setting up to do something with it later.
Right. I don't think damage on it really matters. So I don't know why he wasn't just parking and shooting at maybe the Phantoms or something.
Maybe. I don't know that it has a great target because none of Jeff's stuff is very hard. I mean, unless you're going to try to get rid of those scarecrows all the way over on the right side that are fighting the Bone Giant. Bone Giant could maybe use a little help there.
Which he can't do with the new version of Hex.
Oh, right, because he can't
move it and shoot. I think that's a pretty good play if he can do it. And that's what Hex is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They're making that not be possible. Looks like we are... Oh, Monolith has successfully surged something into Chobek.
Yay!
He surged something. Do you think he's going to get both?
On turn 5, Empire of Dust finally successfully surged something.
It's turn 5 already? Jeez.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, going into turn 5 without a successful surge is just...
Okay, if this fails...
Nice.
Hey!
No, that's the heal. That's the heal.
Oh, that is the
because it's Sebek Ray, so he can heal and then...
Oh, 1 inch.
He has... Oh, is the Monolith a skeleton? Or the Soul Snare? 2 inches. God, Adam!
That's it.
It's so bad.
It's like a pixel, too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because he was too close. He was too close for the flank. He really should be back like another half inch.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Right?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm wondering why Adam has 2 rerolls, but that's another question. Does he have a line to those guys? I guess he does over the corner of his enslaved guardians. That's a pretty good target then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can heal the guardians, which is what you really wanted to do that turn.
Didn't he move the Soul Snare though, or did he just pivot it? He just pivoted.
Pivoted.
Okay.
That's probably why he turned it at such a funny back angle, so that he could get his leader point.
So that he could get the leader point to have the shot on him. Yep, for sure. And then he's going to go right into that combat.
Sure. Guardians on Phantoms.
Well, the Monolith's inspiring him. No, he got him.
Yep, but he does get
got him.
Is that the first unit Adam has killed all game?
I think so.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so his kill points are going to be real bad. Not that Jeff has killed a whole bunch so far.
That tends to be how his games go. He doesn't kill a whole bunch of stuff. He just beats the hell out of you on the scenario.
If he's on top table right now, he must be getting a bunch of kills his first 2 rounds.
Yeah, maybe. I think he was only 1 point behind Adam in the tournament standings.
Ooh, so Shobik just did 13 damage.
Shobik mad.
Mm-hmm.
Shobik angry.
That's what Shobik does.
That was maybe a little bit excessive, but I think he needed both those units to be confident in the kill.
Yeah, when your dice are doing you 0 favors all game, you just start like, okay, let's just make sure of everything.
Right. And especially making sure of something for 200 and what are butchers? 205 points and also an objective.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit. It's an important kill to get.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, he's
And
in.
Shobik makes 4, so he can raise that one on the
Yep.
fence. The Scarecrows
Because
this turn.
scarecrows are cheap enough that they're only worth 3.
They're only 3. Yep.
I mean, if he pops those scarecrows and gets that overrun, he can definitely play for draw here because the middle is still favoring him for unit strength.
Interesting. Oh, he's overrunning Shobik?
Okay.
Oh, I guess what he's doing is he's making sure that because Shobik getting flanked by hindered scarecrows is laughable, right?
Right.
So he's making sure that Shobik can get himself. Shobik's threatening all of Jeff's stuff in the middle,
Right.
and the scarecrows can't really keep him from doing it because he can't swing them in to block Shobik because that's getting too close to Shobik. All things considered, this wasn't a terrible turn for Adam.
No, it's just that this is the first turn that hasn't been terrible for him, and it's turn 5.
Right,
Ugh.
right.
Yeah.
This has
Okay,
been a
did switch
terrible
the clock
game
over.
for Adam, but this turn in particular wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, really, you're playing somebody the caliber of Jeff Traish. That's not when you want to have your dice completely blow out on you for 3
Right.
turns in a row.
No.
Not
doesn't
that
do you
Adam's a
favors
weak
like-
player either.
No,
but-
not at all.
He's not, but like
The
you
reason they're at top table is just nobody wants their dice going bad at top table.
no,
Right.
You definitely want to bring your A game, and
Yeah.
Adam's doing the best he can with the hand that he's been dealt here. But
Oh, Giants coming in hot.
4's not
Oh,
bad.
no.
2's bad. 2's bad for a giant.
Oh man, yeah, especially one that got 12 attacks.
Now there isn't an inspiring source over here. That's enough, right?
that fix it.
That's got to do it.
That's enough.
Needs a 5.
Okay.
All right.
He needed a 5. Did you say?
Now it's
No, sorry for the overrun here.
Oh, the overrun needs to be a
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
I don't know that it does. That looks like it might be more than 3 inches there.
Is it?
I think it might be.
From the corner.
Yeah, and if he doesn't have it, the right call is just to take that pivot
Yeah.
and make sure that
Yeah, see, it's more than
Bone
3.
Giant is threatening to just pivot and walk onto it next turn.
Yeah, which it can do next turn.
Mhm.
And I don't know how Jeff prevents that without opening himself up to getting flank surged. I guess he can pivot and walk the butchers on, so never mind.
Yeah, you can just screen at the butchers now.
All right, I think we moved on to the bottom of turn 5, looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
We must
Jeff
have,
has started.
because
Jeff
Jeff is
has-
charging things already.
I think Adam forgot to raise that token in the middle. But I'm not going to remind him because
No, can't.
it's not what we do. Jeff will probably notice and mention it to him. I'm
Right.
guessing that's usually how these things go. When it's something super obvious and we're like, oh, maybe we should tell them. Like 3 minutes later, suddenly one of them goes, oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Is this doppelganger? Yep, doppelgangers are taking that charge.
hmm
Into Guardians. Okay.
Into the enslaved guardians. Because enslaved guardians are a pretty, like, their damage relative to durability is pretty high, which makes them a very good doppelganger target.
Yeah.
What's he fiddling with, though?
I'm not sure.
Is he looking at putting the scarecrows in first? Oh, there we go. They removed the token.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right,
yeah,
we
he
can update
is.
that then.
He must like the positioning better this way. Would be the only reason I would see to do it. And maybe it does. It just generally pushes Jeff more towards the middle. So it's not like, and the Shobik can flank the doppelgangers if they don't get the kill either way.
Hmm.
Hmm. All right, so that brings us to 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of turn 5. The other token is just barely under the scarecrows there. Adam doesn't have anything over on the right side except a bone giant, and that's where his other 2 burn targets are. And he's got to get at least 1 more and hold the center to turn this game into a draw.
The bone giant is threatening that far right one, though.
It can, yeah. If he backs off and just turns and walks away and burns
Right.
it, then that would turn it into a fight for the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were saying, those butchers are going to have to do something to put their unit strength within 3 of that.
Yeah, just turn and walk over a little bit.
What?
A little bit, I think.
I'm trying to figure out what Jeff is doing. He's not charging Shobik with the doppelgangers, is he?
I doubt it. I think he's probably trying to figure out a way to get the Flesh Ripper into the flank. So he's got to make enough room for the doppelgangers to slide over enough so that the Flesh Ripper can sneak through. Probably. Oh no, he's in the front.
In their front.
Okay.
He could be double charging the. He could be just double charging though.
Yeah.
The enslaved guardians with both the doppelgangers and the Flesh Ripper.
And the Flesh Ripper, yeah. Because they're nimble, so he could be going into Shobik with doppelgangers.
He's taking Shobik. He doesn't get Strider from the doppelganger thing, does he?
No.
I don't think so. That would be hilarious if it were that way.
Melee attacks and crushing strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That's it.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Jeff is just kind of window shopping a few options here because he doesn't have a great answer for Shobik and those Guardians for right where they are right now. This is kind of the first situation Jeff has been in all game where he doesn't have a great answer for what Adam has done. So.
Yeah.
I like the double charge, honestly. I think that is a pretty good chance of just killing the enslaved guardians. With the 23 attacks on 3s and 3s or whatever it ends up being. But it looks like he's just doing this, holding back the Flesh Ripper. I will say, when I saw the list with the Flesh Rippers, I thought they'd be doing much more active running around, threatening things. But he seems to just be kind of hanging that middle one out. And I'm not sure why.
I think he's just ready to plug gaps if he needs to.
Could be. And he hasn't needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, if he keeps them bottled up for another turn and gets enough unit strength in the middle to hold the middle token, then that's game as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Having 2 hordes on the middle token's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the Phantoms are going to be able to reposition to get close enough just to fly in again.
Yep.
So there's another 3 units
They
strength
could-
coming in whenever he wants.
They could pivot 10 and have their leader point in the woods.
Yeah.
Or the Phantoms could fly over and cover one of these 2 objectives that the Bone Giant might be trying to get to. And just get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Since that's really all Jeff has to do at this point is just get in the way of a couple things and live for another turn or 2. And that's it. All right. Check on their clocks. Still plenty of time.
You're right.
Yep. Yep. Keep those
Mhm.
gobbles within 3. Keep those butchers within 3.
I think the butchers are the more relevant one. I don't see either giant really. I guess the giant on the left could just spin around and get double surged onto that token. So never mind. But I think that giant is going to be better served crashing the middle.
Yeah, at this point.
Because if it gets, assuming that those skeletons hold, which I think they will, against all those scarecrows, that giant has a couple juicy charges.
It's true. And the middle token is worth 2 bonus points. So if you're just trying to max out the points you get on a loss,
Yeah.
you have an option of fighting for the middle and picking up 1 on the side. Like fighting for the middle will net you 1 extra tournament point.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, these are always those weird situations late game where okay, you know you're on the back foot, and it's just what is the best path to the smallest loss possible. Yep, that is an excellent point. He did last time. He brought 2 Bane Chants, and he Bane Chanted Scarecrows last time.
Yep.
So he's likely to do it again.
That doesn't change the fact that the flank is hitting on 6s.
Oh, sure. But
Yeah,
it's still,
but the Bane Chant might
60s
help.
on 6s? It's still 10 hits on average, right? 60 attacks on 6s.
Mhm.
Am I doing that right? I can still do math, can't I?
60 on 6s and 30 on 5s. And then it'll all be on 3s because they're both getting Bane Chanted.
Yeah. And if that goes, that's a big chunk of Adam's remaining unit strength gone.
If that goes, it's a very bad scene.
Yeah. Yeah, some sort of Hail Mary draw situation basically goes away.
Yeah.
Pretty much shuts the door.
But we'll see. I think even with the double Bane Chant, the Skeleton Warriors are more likely to hold than not, but it's far from a given.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just what can Adam do to capitalize on that? And I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know what.
Put the Flesh Ripper here, so if he tries to break off and turn with the giant, there's a Flesh Ripper waiting to meet him.
I don't think he breaks off and turns. I think he... Oh, you know what? Does he not have the option to withdraw that giant an inch and then spin to hit the unit in the flank? Because that pivot would take him within an inch of the planar apparition?
No, I think he can still do it because it's the same size.
Okay.
But I think Jeff's positioning there is something about shutting down a path that might be a charge on the scarecrows. I'm not sure that it necessarily works. All right, here comes the Bane Chant on Horde 1. He gets it.
Okay.
And that's the one in the flank.
Mm-hmm.
And now here comes the Bane Chant for the front.
Oh,
All right, misses that one. Okay.
so it's all going to come down to how those 60 dice on sixes do.
Yep. All right, we'll see where he wants to start combat. He's got a few going on. We have some Flesh Rippers.
Okay.
We have hindered Scarecrows and the flank of Shobik. Here we go. This is
Such
your
a
moment,
bad
Scarecrows.
Oh.
Does Shobik
11?
notice? Let's find out.
So he'll
11
do
hits?
something.
Sure. He should power through 1, maybe 2.
And then Shobik will... Oh, he got 3.
Ooh.
And then Shobik will Iron Resolve down to 2.
Right.
I was hoping he did 1. This combat is threatening.
Yeah, doppelgangers into the front.
Mm-hmm.
14 on the
14.
board, 10 wounds.
10. And they're what, a 17?
Yeah, like the dash 17.
Now Shobik is going to inspire him.
Yep.
Yep. It's a 7 twice. There's a 9 and an 11.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
big.
I mean, the game's already going bad enough for you. You don't need to see your opponent rolling 11s for nerf checks.
No.
All right, so here's the Flesh Ripper on the Guardian Archers.
2 hits. And 3 3 hits. He was getting on 3s.
Yeah, 3 wounds because he's crushing 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we're going to the mess in the middle next. Looks like. Yeah. So here's the front.
5 hits only. This is the one where the Bane Chant failed, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
2
2
damage.
wounds.
2 wounds. All right.
This is more what I was expecting.
Yeah. Scarecrow and skeleton slap fight in the forest. 13.
13 in the flank.
13 is not bad.
Still won't be enough, right?
And he's got to convert a lot of those.
Yeah.
To get close.
He converted 10.
10.
Even
10's pretty good, but even that 12, no.
Yeah,
That's still what, 10 twice.
something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, it's a 10 twice.
Yeah.
Someone who has dread?
No one in this one, right?
Oh, it's the planar aberration that has dread, so it's way out of range. Or not way out, but it is going to be out of range. Oh, it's in,
Me too.
but he failed.
Mhm.
It wasn't 9 twice because
Yeah,
it's
he might
in,
just
but he
make it.
failed.
Yeah. Yep. So this is going to be the planar on the giant.
On the giant, just
3
to try and
wounds?
gum it up.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, that's not bad performance from a planar apparition. It's not really a combat monster, but that's not gonna hurt
Right.
it. And then same thing over here. The Flesh Ripper is unlikely to do anything to this giant, other than hurt its feelings. Still 5 hits,
4 wounds.
4 wounds.
It's something. I don't
12.
think that does anything, right?
No.
No, the dash 18. Dash 18, but that still kind of hurts your feelings, right? Like, come on, dude.
Did the Flesh Ripper come off the hill?
He may have. I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
I mean, it doesn't change anything, but
It
would be an
won't.
extra-
It'd be an extra damage, which is still only 17.
All right, moving
the
on
Flesh
to
Ripper
top
isn't
of
brutal.
6. Still plenty of time left on the clocks. Whether
Right.
they remember to switch them or not, it doesn't matter. I don't think they need another 15 minutes worth of playtime. So they could probably play out
I
the
don't
rest of this
know.
game on Jeff's clock.
Adam's going to run out of his 34 minutes. Just watch.
You can see a chat message from Adam, BRB, going to cook dinner. Like, oh, come on. Just leave the clock running. Like, go make a sandwich.
You could get away with that. I didn't see. I know Adam checked where their straight line was. Did he have anything with that? I'm guessing he was looking at the doppelgangers.
With
With the enslaved guardian archers.
Oh,
To back up, pivot, and I'm guessing he hits his own skeletons first. I know he
probably.
checked, but I didn't see.
Yeah, probably.
I guess Shobik can rear that flesh ripper. That doesn't seem like it's a good play, though. So he's probably just going to punch one of those units in the front. I'm guessing the doppelgangers.
Probably.
Shobik's kind of stuck.
For everybody watching at home, coming up in about a half an hour, also here on Dash 28 Live, we're going to have Mike Zettelmeyer playing Ryan Munsell, who are currently on table 2 for round 3 of Call to Arms. So that should be a great game as well. If you got no particular plans for the evening, you can just roll on into the next one. They should be starting up about the time we're wrapping up here. For your top table Friday doubleheader. Oh. Well, this has definitely been a rough game for Adam. No question about it.
Yeah, so I'm wondering here. So, assuming that the Bone Giant makes this surge, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to kill the Scarecrows. And did he already move the monolith?
Nope, he's about to.
Okay, so that's going to be 4 unit strength in the middle.
Yep. Which has to live.
And that's assuming that these skeletons live. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
To Jeff's probably 6 if the doppelgangers get in. But if Shobik can ram the doppelgangers and pin them in place, they could still sidestep onto it, couldn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they could probably get close enough to contribute.
I'm just wondering, is there a play where Adam can actually kill that horde and then just zone Jeff off of the objective?
It's possible. I mean, we'll have to see what Shobik does here.
Shobik is charging the doppelgangers.
I mean, Shobik's going to have to really go for it here.
He might need to kill them in order for that to work, and that's way less likely.
Yeah.
And Planetary Apparition's nimble, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Let me look. It is nimble. Speed 7 nimble. Doesn't fly, but it is speed 7.
You know what? That may or may not help it get within 3. I think it does if it does a pivot of more than 90 to its left and then just walks forward.
It is only about 9 inches away, and it does move 7. So yeah, if these scarecrows get killed by a rear charge from a bone giant,
I'm assuming
then,
that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And then here comes your soul snare moving into position, so that it can probably. He's probably mostly concerned about healing the skeleton warriors more so than doing actual damage to anything with the soul snare.
But especially if he shoots those doppelgangers.
Yeah. Yeah, the doppelgangers seem like probably the best target because you really want to get rid of them, and Shobik probably doesn't have enough attacks to do it.
He didn't get hexed again, did he?
I don't think so.
They have it still marked, but I don't think they actually did. Yeah, he's got the doppelgangers just barely in arc. That's got to be the target. Makes Shobik more likely to break through and heal the... We have it. We have 2 successful surges.
Turn 6. Empire of Dusk behaves the way you expect it to.
Well, what is Sebek gonna do? Just heal the skeletons?
Yeah, you just gotta keep
keep
them
that unit strength. Yep.
Honestly, if he can, because he just healed them
Yep,
for 2
nice.
from the soul snare, and if he can get like 3 or 4 more and kill the unit in their flank, they're not in that bad of shape. So
Yeah, because the Phantoms are in their
like
front,
3 more.
and they'd be hindered going in. Yeah, that's not bad. Gets them down to 7.
Yeah, it's really just the Phantoms and Scarecrows.
Hmm.
Yep.
And like you said, the Phantoms will be hindered. No, the other thing I didn't mention is if he doesn't kill the Flesh Ripper here, it can just back up, pivot, and walk onto the objective.
Yep.
And be a unit strength. And he doesn't kill it.
Yeah, they're durable little things.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fast enough? It only moves 6, I think, right?
It's nimble.
It's nimble.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. Shobik did 5.
Hmm.
It's not great.
That's not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough. Yeah.
I think it's a waiver.
Yeah, that's a 13.
No, it's a waiver.
Yeah,
That
it
is
a
enough. He didn't need a kill.
All right. That
Because
keeps
a
them in
waiver
place.
is going to be enough they can't sidestep onto the objective.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only 2 on the D6 for the Bone Giant
It
in the rear.
matters. I think 24 is... Ooh. Wow.
8 hits.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still 14,
What?
and that's what, like
15
a 7
was brutal.
twice? Oh my god, he didn't kill it.
Man, cannot
What?
catch a break.
Honestly, this is
Wow.
why you roll everything out.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that was definitely one of those instances where Jeff might be like, just snake them. Who
Yeah,
cares?
no.
I
this
mean,
is
I never
just-
do against giants. Come on.
Yeah.
Giants don't kill things.
All right. Well, that definitely leaves an opening, right? Because now it's 4-3. So any unit strength in the middle ties it back up, right?
Right.
And here's the giant on the other butcher.
This combat doesn't matter for who wins the game.
No, not really. Not really. And he doesn't get here yet.
No.
All right.
And
So
I'm
at this
not
point, Adam technically has the middle, but Jeff can probably easily tie it up and take it from him, which is really all he needs to do.
Okay. I'm wondering how Jeff does that.
Can he just walk the Flesh Ripper that's in the Guardian Archers over?
Oh,
Get him
wait.
within 3?
He does that, or he flies the Phantoms over everything and just lands them
Yeah, they
just
should have a
parks.
drop zone
Three.
between Shopik and
between Shobik and the Monolith,
And the
because they're
Monolith.
7.5 inches apart, and the unit's only
Yeah.
4 inches deep. Yep.
And it's nimble and flies. So yeah, he does that, and then he takes the center objective because then he's got more unit strength on him.
And then he's got 6 to Adam's 4. I think he also just double charges the skeletons again and tries to kill them with all the scarecrows. He's flanking Shobik with the hindered scarecrows again.
It's just funny.
Right. It's not
It's
the
funny. Why
wrong
not?
play. It just won't do anything.
it's about sending a message.
Yeah, they've lost track of whose clock they're on. So I think they're just letting Adam's clock run down. But like both of them had so
Yeah,
much
there's-
time left.
More than enough time.
Yeah, like we're just over 2 hours into the broadcast, and these guys are already on turn 6.
Mhm.
They had 80-minute clocks. If you even it out, they both have a good 15 minutes, I'm sure, at least.
Oh, they're in the rear, aren't they? I missed that.
Where?
The skeleton, or not skeleton, the scarecrows in the middle. are in the
Oh,
rear of that skeleton horde.
yeah, but can they do that? Sure. Can they complete that charge? I guess pick up in place, but they can't disengage from the bone giant, so there's no way to pivot at all
I
to
don't
touch the
remember how
corner
that works.
and then pick up in place. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is
Yeah,
one
I
of those
don't
weird
remember how that
situations.
works.
Yeah,
They
I don't
might
know if
be
you're allowed
having
to
the
pick up
same
in place like that.
conversation right now, too,
Yeah, I
because
don't
that's
know.
the unit that Jeff's moving.
Because the bone giant technically is still
Oh.
flush.
Looks
I
like
guess
they're,
Looks like they're saying yes.
Sure.
Okay. They'll be hindered, but 90
Yep.
attacks on 6s and probably 3s from the Bane Chant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
So
then
at this
that
point,
frees
do
up
you just-
doppelgangers to flank.
do you just send the planar
Giant.
apparition to mind fog at this point?
And it just
What
mind
does he
fog the soul
mind
snare
fog?
first.
Oh, the
The
soul
soul
snare?
snare? Because
Yeah.
it's shattering now, so it counts as another wound.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need it. The soul snare is only what?
I don't
11?
think it can. Where is the planar apparition going to be where it can see the soul snare?
Dash 15. What's tall enough? It can see it where it. Oh no, it can't. You're right.
No,
It
the
can't.
monolith is gonna block it
Between
past
the woods and the monolith?
Let me look. How tall is it? It's height 4, which is
And
the
the monolith
same
is going
as
to be
the.
like 6, right?
Well, the butcher flesh ripper is only height 3, so it can technically, if it turns, can it? I think maybe it can draw
No,
a line of sight
Because
like
that'd be
that.
line of
Oh no, the
sight
monolith's in
through
the
the
way.
woods.
Through the monolith. Oh yeah, and through the woods. You're right.
Well, it also started
Right.
within an inch of the bone giant, so it could pivot a little bit, go through the doppelgangers to 7, landing in the woods. Maybe no, it's
On the
still.
far end of the woods.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
see if we could just go through the doppelgangers and then
I don't
turn.
think that works.
Put leader point in, but yeah, I don't think so.
I think he. So if it ends at 6, he doesn't need to crash the middle with it, especially now
Okay.
that he did that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, but I'm not sure he really needs to heal anyone with the thing either. Are those its only spells?
Let me look. That's all I ever see anybody
Heal
do.
7
Yeah,
and
heal and
mind
mind fog.
fog too. Yeah.
Yeah. About to say it might have some other random third spell that no one ever casts. I don't know.
Usually that's mind fog.
Right. So Jeff basically just cleaning up at this point.
Yeah.
Well, right. He does have to be a little bit careful to make sure he can't get like fully blown out somehow. But I don't think that's very likely, and Jeff's a good enough player that he won't.
I think that's trying to calculate how much kill you can fit in at this point.
Yeah.
As Jeff?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not making any risky moves either. He's tied everything up, and now he's trying to see where you can pick up the most extra points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And really, realistically, it's those skeletons in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
That giant under them, maybe, but both those units are hindered. And the giant on the far right.
Yeah. It is a double flank on the giant in the forest. And at this point, Jeff will have all 5 scenario bonus points.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Okay, it looks like the
if he
planar
only gets 3 on attrition, who cares?
Right. It looks like the planetary apparition might be trying to line up that shot on the soul snare. I just saw Jeff was trying to put it around the doppelgangers, but he may have decided it wasn't possible.
Yeah, the monolith is tall.
And
Very
honestly,
tall.
healing the doppelgangers isn't the worst play either.
Okay, let's see what he's decided.
Oh, he's healing the horde? Oh, no, that's got to be a Bane Chant, right?
I don't know. We'll see how many dice he rolls. That's going to be
He's
healed.
healing the horde. Okay.
So that's 4. Which I guess is
Makes
fine.
sense. It's his
Yeah,
unit
always
strength
play
in the middle.
Yeah, always play for 7. No matter
Right.
how stacked the odds are in your favor.
Right.
Right. Well, I was thinking heal the doppelgangers to try and survive.
Yeah,
Shogun.
I guess-
And now he's enchanting that horde. Oh. The other one can see, right?
The
Yeah,
other
it
one can see both, yeah.
There we go. Okay, so he did get a Bane Chant off on presumably
Assuming
yep,
on the-
on the horde in the rear.
Yeah.
So there'll be 6s and 3s, but on 90 dice.
He didn't move the crown. Or he moved it back.
He moved it and then moved it back.
I mean,
What's
he can
that
definitely see
about?
that horde. They are in the woods. Okay, there it goes.
Yep. Yeah.
They're in the
I
woods.
don't know why he moved
He's got a
back.
clear line of sight there.
Okay.
That's probably all of his shooting. Yep, on to combat.
He's moving to combat. Looks like we're starting on the right with him just cleaning up that bone giant.
Yeah, I think so. There's the butchers. Looking for 3s, right? 24 hits?
No, 13
Go for
hits.
13 hits.
That's
That's
why I
right,
don't
butchers
like
are
the
on
damage
fours.
output on butchers.
That's right. And then the
The
Flesh
Flesh
Ripper.
Ripper does 4 more, I think, because he's crushed 2.
Yeah,
16 will be plenty.
14. Rolls a 12.
Yeah,
What the
14.
hell?
That's hard, okay?
Just a little extra salt.
Come on. Now you're just showing off. All right.
That's the doppelganger giant's extra attacks.
Oh, right.
Oh, he's still got 8 hits, even hindered.
And there's
Yeah.
7 wounds.
7 damage. Yep,
Oof. I'm just going to put the giant up to 9.
that's really good. Why is he only rolling 5 dice for the Flesh Ripper?
I don't know.
They'll roll another batch here in a second, I'm assuming.
Yeah. But that is 3 more wounds.
Uh-huh. And this is the one with not Blade of Slashing.
That's the Hex one.
Fix
Oh,
this one. Oh. Okay, they
I mean-
forgot, but it's dead. Oh, well. Okay. It's dead anyway.
I don't need the flank attacks.
I want to honestly look back at the average on the nerve dice for this game. Because I don't know. I think I might just be biased at this point, but it's felt pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Adam hasn't had a whole lot of chances to roll nerve.
No, not at all. It's been
Right. It's really the surges that.
yeah.
And
Yeah, the
then-
early surge losses were massive.
Yeah.
Right. So the front only got 7 hits,
No
but he
Bane
still
Chant.
managed to do. Did he Bane Chant? No, he didn't Bane Chant
No.
them. So
No.
only 4.
So 4.
Hmm
4
And then
puts
the
him up to
rear, we're-
10.
It's just how many 6s can he get on 90 dice? 12 might be enough. Probably be enough.
And then 3s with Bane Chant.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
That's a
9.
solid conversion.
9,
So
4.
talking about, what, 3?
19 is going to be plenty. Yeah.
3 twice?
He's got a dread in there too.
8 and 8.
Yep.
Those might be the lowest nerve rolls Jeff has made all game, and they're 8s. Come on.
There we go. And he's overrunning too?
Yeah, just
wedge it all in there.
I don't think that puts him on the objective yet,
no.
No, he's just off it.
but I don't think it matters because he's got 6 unit strength on it right now. Oh yeah, this flank. What do you think? Is he going to do anything to Shobik?
Well, he did 1 wound last time. We'll see.
He
15
did 3
hits?
last time.
Oh, you're right. He did 3.
And then he Iron Resolve down to 2. Yeah. 4. Wow. And then Iron Resolve
Good
down
job.
to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or does he actually have to roll this time? I don't remember Shobik's nerf.
No.
Is it what, 18?
Is he 18?
Yeah, dash 18.
Okay. So he's 1 short of needing to roll.
Yep. And then, yep, up here. Guardian Archers. Butcher Flesh Ripper. Doing 4 more wounds to them.
5 more.
Bringing them to 5 more? Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. That won't do it,
6.
right? 8,
They're good.
14?
So.
No.
Yeah.
They're at 17, I think.
Yeah. Roll for 7.
Okay,
No
they are
turn
done.
7.
Whoa.
So that is going to be the game, and that is going to be 4-1 for Jeff because
4-1?
he's got the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because he burned all 3.
I was thinking bonus points already.
Yeah. No, it's definitely 5 for bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think that bonus raise might be Adam's only kill point. He might have, or only bonus point. He might have gotten 2 for kill, but I think he just got Phantoms and a Butcher Horde, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's going to be a very, very solid win for Jeff. They will be back here in a minute, and we'll do a little wrap up and talk to them about it. The other match, I don't think they've started quite yet, but they should be getting started soon. So if you're so inclined, feel free to pop over and check that one out. We've also got some other matches coming up throughout the weekend. We had one scheduled for tomorrow and one scheduled for Sunday. We've had to reschedule the Saturday one, so now we're going to have 2 on Sunday. That's going to be Jeremy Duvall versus Ian Sturgis and Antonio Carrasco versus Mike Grant, both of which will be on Sunday. And we'll be posting times for those probably tomorrow because I don't think I'm going to get to it tonight.
It's a good enough reason.
Yeah. I have something right after this that I'm technically late for right now, but that's all right. Teams of War is important.
The dedication to the cause.
Right.
There you go.
So let's go ahead and take this away. I'm sure they are working out their final scores here before they come back, and we can commiserate with Adam for a minute or two on a very, very rough game. Dice definitely did Adam no favors. He missed some surges early on that were pretty simple, that kind of put him in a bad position. And then Jeff just started picking up points with good maneuverable units, and Adam kind of never caught back up.
Yeah.
That one Shobik surge was huge.
Yeah, definitely. That was what, turn 2?
I think so.
Any of those surges would have been very impactful. But yeah, that first one was just
wow.
It hurt. 1250. That's going to end up in around
3?
Is that the threshold for 3?
I don't remember. And Adam did get 500, so there must have been a unit I missed. Oh, one of the Scarecrow Hordes. He got one of the Scarecrow Hordes, a Butcher Horde, and one of the Phantom Regiments.
Trying to pull up the pack real quick.
500 even.
20. All right, so 2,200 points. 500 is enough for 1, and 1,250 is enough for 3.
Okay.
Oh, it's just on the bridge too, because it's 1210 to
1210. Yep. So just by like 40 points, edged up into 3. So that's going to be 22 for Jeff then?
23.
23 for Jeff. That's right. Because the middle one's worth 2.
It's a big win for this one because Rays, I still feel, is one of the more difficult ones to cap out on for bonus points here. I
I think
Yeah,
so.
I disagree.
You don't think?
Mhm.
I think often if you win raise, you're going to get all 3 tokens and the middle.
I guess that could be true. Yeah, I guess I have played Raise a lot where like everybody gets all of them and then you fight over the one in the middle.
Mhm. And then the bonus points end up being 5-3.
Yeah.
Right. Under Northern Kings, where everybody just gets bonus points, you never take them away based on the balance. Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
Yep. Still thinking blackjack.
Right. Blackjack would be much harder to max out on.
Right.
Because it's hard to deny. Do they score it? You have to get the full 4. You have to beat them by 4 points in blackjack.
Can't remember how they did this one. I feel like most.
I played it.
Yeah. I feel like it's mostly differential.
Because that would be hard to burn all of them, control the middle, and deny them any of your own.
Yep. And it looks like they finished tabulating and they have come up with the 23-7 for
Which
Jeff.
was the same number we did, so that's good.
Yep.
We can still math.
And they
can
can still math.
The math works.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, what's up?
So how'd that game go?
I was crying the whole time, just like you last week. So
Well, the only reason I came was so I could curse your dice.
yeah, well, you did a good job. I need a copy of that curse.
So welcome back, guys. Congrats to Jeff on a big win.
Yes.
Pretty sad dice on Adam's part.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, Adam. That was rough to watch, man. You know, these are clearly like two really good players, and you both want to bring your A game, and then like the game just kind of starts off with little things that ought to be easy, not quite working out for you. It really puts you in a difficult situation.
Well, hold on. Adam brought his A game. Adam's monolith didn't bring its A game.
That is.
Oh, didn't you see the 2 turns that I got 6 inches when I didn't need it?
Oh, yeah, no.
Those were pretty great. But when Shobik needs, like, what did he need to hit the flank of those phantoms? Like a
2.
3?
He
A
needed
2?
And
he got 1?
Yep.
He just had
That was big. Yeah, that was really big. So Jeff, we found your Night Stalker list really interesting, mostly because it doesn't have a lot of the units that we have been seeing people take in Night Stalkers. Is this a list that you've been playing for a while, or did you make this just for this scenario? Because it also seemed to work really well for this specific scenario.
Yeah, no, I have been running very similar. I do tend to change lists continually, whether it's for a scenario or not, but my normal list would still work for this scenario. Mm-hmm. The only changes I made were dropping some of the doppelgangers and the regiments of butchers and putting in the hordes of the scarecrows. But otherwise, yeah, I run the 3 butchers. I either swap between troops or regiments of the phantoms.
Uh-huh.
I've been running the horrors most of my games lately. So yeah, I'd say 80% of it would be in nearly all my lists, and then just different things chop and change. It doesn't really worry me whether a list wins or not. I just enjoy the challenge of coming up with new ideas and seeing if they'll work.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It definitely felt kind of unconventional. We were talking about like when was the last time you saw somebody run phantom regiments instead of troops, and we're drawing a blank. Like we don't know if we've ever seen anybody take them. We were a little concerned. We were like, we don't really quite see exactly where the punch comes in Jeff's list because it doesn't have the big sort of typical hammers. But you maneuvered really well, and you double charge and Bane Chant stuff, and you just kind of went out in the grind. It seems.
Yeah, it's more of a multiple. It's like MSU, but not with regiments. It's with hordes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've played that style for a long time now, so I'm quite used to it. So you need to multi-charge nearly anything to kill it, any of the big things. But anything you kill of mine doesn't put me in a hole, so to speak.
Right.
And the Phantoms definitely came in very handy. You definitely made great use of their speed to pop in and burn two of Adam's 3 tokens. So that seemed really good. Adam, I don't know what to say, dude. That was rough to watch. It's hard to watch games where you're like, every time it's like, that's a good idea. We definitely see what he's going for here, and then the dice just kind of consistently don't turn up for you. Towards the end, we were trying to work out in our head, like, is there a path where you can sneak this back into a tie or anything like that? And that didn't quite seem to work out for you either.
There was a path, but Jeff put a stop to that by locking down my giant on the right flank with his butcher horde.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But once he did that, my only hope was to blow through the butcher and overrun, try to get out of his line of sight, and go for the other token there and hope that I can hold out in the middle. But, but yeah, pretty much everything that could go wrong did. So.
Yeah, it showed the power of Adam's list when he did get those things go off. I think there was one turn where everything worked, and it just tears things apart. So, and he knows how to play it, and obviously it was just the bad dice that stopped him in this game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Did we have any other specific questions for Adam or Jeff? I mean, it was a solidly played game. Like, it was pretty clear what you guys were doing at all times. So I feel like we didn't have a whole lot of questions.
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel that Adam made any mistakes at all. So
No.
Yeah.
No, like good solid tactical play from both folks. That was a really good game to watch. Aside from like the dice kind of clearly deciding,
right.
Other than that, it was a really good, interesting game to watch.
Yeah, that's
I think when the dice went south early on, I just was forced into positions I didn't want to be in. Like on the right-hand flank, I didn't want to triple charge that unit, but it was the only option I had in order to have a chance of winning the game at that point. So
I was kind of expecting you maybe the turn earlier to double charge those doppelgangers on the right with your 2 giants.
It's one of those things where it's not a great position then for me, because
it's not.
I think he was covered. Obviously, they're covered by the Scarecrow Horde, which I'm not really worried. I'll give that a flank against my giant or Shobik all day, and just
Shobik did give them flanks all day.
Yeah, and if only I had another 20 turns to go, Shobik would be the last man standing here. But no, it was one of those where it just wasn't the right call for what I needed the Bone Giants to do. So,
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for letting us watch. That was a great game. Well played by both of you. Best of luck to both of you in the remaining rounds of the tournament, and congrats again to Jeff on his win.
Thank you.
And coming up, I think probably getting started right about now, also on our channel, is going to be Ryan Mansell versus Mike Zettelmeyer. If you got nothing going on at the moment, go check that out. Otherwise, I'm your host, Mike Atkins, thanking Jesse and Kyle for hanging out with me and covering the match, and Jeff and Adam for letting us watch. And until next time, everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on Dash 28 Live. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
see you.
Bye, guys.